We are live. We may already have a bite, so hold on. Right, give me just a second here. Big Bill, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you in here. We are after some bullheads tonight. Christina and the kids have been out here, and we kind of had a family night for the first couple hours. We put 3 or 4 in the bucket, so. Hi, Brian. Brian B's in here too. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Hey, there's Clutch Williams. How's it going, man? You're gonna have to come down here one night with me, Clutch. We're down here at Arrowhead Lake in Johnston City, Illinois, and it is Bullhead City. Nubby's catfishing. Hey, what's going on, Nubby? Good to see you in here. 9 wonderful people already joining me on a Wednesday night. That's awesome. Give me a second here. I got a message. Fishing. And that's what we're after today. We are after bullheads. I don't know for sure whether we're going to check. All right, we got white ugly stick, GX2 ugly stick, and then white ugly sticks off to the side. So, a little GX2's been the go-getter tonight so far. Of course, you can see the bullheads bite easier on that lighter rod. So, can't say that don't have. Now I can't say it. He hit right as we were going live. Right before I hit the go live button, he hit. So, what's going on tonight, everybody? It is hot here in Southern Illinois. I think it got up in the 90s or around 90 today, but the humidity has returned, and it was just that heavy air that just hangs on you. And then it's just not going away. We don't have any clouds, but that muggy air is just laying here like a blanket. So, did I get got a nice cool little lake here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. That's a picturesque view right there. You can see the campground off to the side. And we're just fishing down here on the dam, just off the road. And this actually, if you guys were watching Mark from Catfish and Crappie the other night, this is where I was hanging out when I kind of raided his live for a little while. Hey, Finn Boss. Hey, good to see you in here. We're just going to try to catch us a few more bullhead tonight. We've got a few in the bucket already, and I'll pull one out here in a second. I know some people don't see a whole lot of those. So, and Big Bill, we are using night crawlers. Oh, hold on a second. There we go.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, James Dockery, what are you doing, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Watching you bullhead fish, buddy.
I know. You know what? I like it.
Yeah. You know, when I'm bullhead fishing, I usually use like a jig head or something because they will swallow the hooks in a heartbeat.
That's what I'm running into. You have to be on your A game with these, because even with a circle hook, we had one earlier today that he swallowed it pretty quick.
Yeah, see, and we've got a little small ditch down here as well. It's actually where the old channel was on this river. that they dammed up and then channelized. But you go down there, you can catch 50 or 60 of these little bullheads. But if you're not careful, man, they'll swallow the hook every single time, and all your bait ends up dying before you ever get to the lake.
Yep, that's what we had one. We had one earlier that just he was not going to make it. We let him go. He swam away, but he wasn't acting right in the bucket. So I've got a feeling he probably isn't going to make it. But
yeah,
they don't. To me, they don't make particularly good table fare. So I've never enjoyed trying to eat them. So I guess a turtle can eat them. I hate to do that, but
no, that's Well, it's a circle of life.
it is. That tell you what, that little ugly stick GX2, and you can't hardly. Oh, something jumping out there. There's one. It's ugly stick catfish, and then there's a GX2, and then the ugly stick catfish is on the side. It was. It's been the go-to rod tonight. Just that it's that medium action, and it's a whole lot lighter than these others. You can see them as soon as they start messing with it.
See, and that's me. I like the light colored rods if I'm doing nighttime fishing, especially if I'm backlighting it.
Yeah, that's my only problem with the GX2 is it's nearly impossible to see here on the live. So
yeah,
if it was daylight, we'd be able to see them, but we only got one bite during the daylight. So
hey, Brian B, what's going on, bud? Big Bill.
Brian B in here.
I'm promised I'm going to be on my best behavior tonight.
Oh, well, however you're going to do it.
But listen, and people that know me.
I got 3 or 4 so far. Just little bullheads. I'll catch a flathead bait for this weekend. Turn a bullhead into a flathead. That's a good magic trick, right? Just going out to kill some time.
Hey,
Crappy day fish on. Hello there, buddy. Good to see you in here tonight.
Now, what lake are you fishing at?
I am fishing at Arrowhead Lake. It's it's a little city-owned lake here in Johnston City, Illinois, which is just up the road from me. I am where I'm fishing at. I am 10 minutes from my driveway.
Wow, that's not bad.
So I mean, and the good thing is DNR just did a survey. They did the site survey out here not too long ago. They have rated the bluegill as excellent. They said it's got an excellent, healthy population of bluegill with numerous over 7 inches.
Nice.
The channel cat, they've been doing a channel cat stocking program for about the past 3 years. Those are starting to come back up. Bass have pretty much always been good in here. You'll catch a lot of small ones, but then you'll get your arm tore off by a big one. So it's just a good little healthy lake. And the nice thing is you've got a nice little campground just off to the left here.
That's nice.
And you can camp right there lakefront, and we have before, and you can catch fish right there from your campsite. You don't have to wander off any. So they keep it quiet.
Okay, now you fished the Jack and Jill tournament up here in Canton, Missouri, haven't you?
No, I would like to.
Okay, well, they've up here at Canton, I think it's Twisted Cat Outdoors. They put the tournament, Jack and Jill tournament on. And if you've got a camper or a tent or something like that, I think it's $30 a night for camping. If you have an RV there, and you are literally camping right on the Mississippi River.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be worth doing it anyway. That'd be going up just to camp up there just to have a good spot on the, because I mean, my bank spots on the Mississippi River are kind of lackluster. So,
yeah. Well, and that's the biggest problem that we have along and through here, over on the Mississippi up this far, is the commercial fishermen. I mean, it really and truly is.
Oh,
but
hold on. Hello, Lyle.
Hello, Josh.
Hey, there's your drunk friend for tonight.
Lyle,
start drinking.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I just saw his comment. Oh, look at that. Lance, the cool guy, Hawaiian
That's right.
fisherman, the Dockery, the fishing legend. That's the truth.
Hey,
It
for
is
you guys that don't know, Panfish Nation is moving to Wednesday nights at 7:00,
That's right.
starting next week. So
Next week. We'll still have a Thursday night show this week, but
And then
next
next week going to Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep.
And see, the secret that Lyle didn't tell anybody is he's going to have a Monday night show, a Wednesday night show, and then a Friday night show.
What about? Well, I don't know about Friday night now.
Oh, I thought that's where we were headed with this.
there's
I'm,
Mission of Freedom.
I
Hey,
don't
there's
wanna do that much.
Fishing of Freedom, Richard and Stephanie, cotton picking fishing.
Man, they're awesome folks.
That's
out there.
two some of my favorite people there. They're good people.
But you know, I
Did you
said
know?
I
Did
said
you
last
know
night
that they're
I
coming
like
to
her.
see me?
Are
mean,
they?
Other than Josh, Dockery sneaks in once in a while, but most people don't come see me because I live kind of out of the way down the part of Missouri that nobody really likes. Josh comes over about once a year, and James comes over once in a while. But Stephanie and Richard are coming to see me.
And but of course we made Chad all jealous, so I heard he's coming over that way too.
He
So
said he is, but I
Yeah,
haven't
but-
seen him yet.
Okay, but listen, and
What's
I'm
that?
not going to let Chad suck up all of Lyle time. So when Chad's down there, me and Katie are going to buzz down there also. So
oh man, you ought to do we'll time this to where you can buzz down one day and I'll buzz down another, and Richard and Stephanie can buzz down a third, and Chad I don't want to do that to Dee, but then Chad doesn't get any private
This is
time
true.
with that.
this
So
is true.
It'll be fun regardless. I tell you, we'll have a good time.
Oh yeah.
I have a couple of pork butts in my freezer. We might pull one of them out and do one up.
man, I tell you what,
Doctor loves pork butt.
I did some ribs a couple weeks ago, and Christina didn't care for them. She didn't care for them as much as some other ribs that I've done. But for me, I think they were the best ones I've ever done in my life. I used a different rub, and I used a lot of it. And so, of course, I prepped the ribs, got the membrane off, and then I slathered it with yellow mustard for a binder. And then I took and it's called Kinder's, I think, and it was a hardwood smoked garlic rub. And man, it was good. Growing up in Italian town like I did, you love garlic, and this was just it was wonderful. Hello there, Nightbot. Good to have you. You got to behave, though.
I bet it was good.
And guys, that Nightbot, it misbehaved one time during a bass tournament, and I had to kick his butt. But he so far has been acting right the past couple times I've been live. Now, if you type in that exclamation commands all together in chat, Nightbot will tell you stuff that he can do. And I think like you could type in !Dockery and it'll say something funny. But I don't remember if that one's in there or not. But if you do exclamation commands, it'll tell you all kinds of cool stuff you can do. So
That's awesome. I tried to get it in there, but I'm not sure that I got it done correctly because I haven't seen it. But
And because you're
I think
old.
it's a good thing. What'd you say?
It's because you're also old and technology scares you.
Do I have the power to eliminate
You do
him?
not. You
Damn
do
it.
not.
actually, Lyle, I think you do.
I couldn't do that to James.
Let's see if I can turn my volume down. I'm going to try to get in there on the YouTube side of things in chat and see if it'll let me play with
Richard got it.
it. Oh, yep, Richard
And
got
that
it.
right there is why Stephanie's my favorite. Not him.
Subscribe. Let's bring that
What?
up. Subscribe to the friendliest and tallest fisherman on YouTube, James Dockery Fishing. Thank you, Nightbot.
Oh, Stephanie, she has cut me off of cinnamon rolls because the damn doctor don't want me having them.
That's
But
right.
maybe we can talk her into making some.
No. Because if
Yeah.
Bryce talks Cindy into making them, then he's going to sneak some. And he doesn't need any.
Well, Chad's the one that eats them all.
I know he hoards them and doesn't take. If it hadn't been for Miss Betty Jean bringing us some, we wouldn't have got any.
I
Because
agree.
I hate to tell you guys this, but I had a pan delivered to me personally before
you
you guys
traded
ever
it
got
for
me.
fish that Lyle promptly killed 20 miles down the road.
It wasn't 20 miles, Josh. It was 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm not sure that's correct, but we'll go with it. How's
Hey,
that?
Jeremy. Hey, David.
Hey, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
That's a
Lyle
3700 series box. 3700 series. It has over 100 jigs in it.
There we go.
Over 100. Our first Wednesday night, we're going to give one of them away.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So,
I don't care if James Dockery don't like it. It doesn't matter if he likes it or not.
So Jeremy's tournament cats come in here. Good to see you, buddy. David Smith, good to see you too. If you're watching and just kind of lurking in the background, hello to you too.
Guys,
That's right.
if you would, make sure you like and share this out for Josh tonight. Not for me, not for Lyle.
That's right.
My God,
I'm going to do that right now.
It's Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou.
I haven't figured out how to share it yet.
Uncle Lou, Christina is needing to talk to you about a crazy idea that she has. It's a non-fishing related idea. So probably expect a message or a phone call from her in the very near future. So,
is she going to get in on any of the panfish stuff?
I'm going to do my best to get her into one. I think we've figured out how we could do it. So,
and here's something kind of odd for you guys. Katie told me today that she might climb inside Josh's tournament.
Oh wow!
Fishing.
Awesome.
That would be great.
We would have to do like Lyle and Cindy did and share the same stream. So
well, as long as she beats you, nobody cares.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I swear to God, you would never see me again on YouTube, social media, anything like that.
We don't see you now.
Well, no. I only go on shows I like where, like Josh.
What's wrong with you?
Cindy pays me to go on your show.
Cindy does?
Yeah.
That means she's getting the money from me, so that really sucks.
Well,
the EVA foam. That's what I'm talking about. We talked about it yesterday.
Well, there's Chad.
There's Mr. Chadwick.
I can't believe he's not in bed.
Did I see a chair that says my name when it comes in? Yeah, it says this is not Chad's chair either. That's what we did at CatCon this year. We bought two, those little fold up camp chairs. We brought them with us to CatCon and sit around in. And I took a silver Sharpie, and on the back of one I wrote "Not Chad's chair." That way he didn't steal it. And then Christina got her chair out, so I wrote "Not Chad's chair" either. And,
a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And as cheap as those chairs are, I think it may just become a CatCon tradition. We may just buy new chairs every year when we go and just write something stupid on the back of them.
There you go.
So are you after Bullheads tonight?
I am after Bullheads tonight, and I've got a few already.
Have you now?
Yep,
let's see them bad boys.
Get one. They're behaving right now.
Really? Well, they usually don't.
They usually don't. So, and they're not happy that I'm trying to get one.
I went bluegill fishing this morning. While Dockery was up shopping in Iowa, I was not.
That's not what I was doing, and you know it. I sent you a video. I sent you another video. Now you tell these people what I was doing.
Look at that.
Hey, that's a cute little fella, isn't he?
Tell me he won't.
Oh yeah, he's flathead candy. He sure is. James Dockery went shopping for a dress for his daughter.
No, I was crappie fishing this morning.
No.
Yes.
That was this afternoon.
No, that was this morning. See, you can't even tell time. Watches scare you.
That's not true.
Hey, Lyle, it's your story, and you can tell it how you want.
That's exactly right. If you didn't ask me, I wouldn't have to tell the truth.
but omitting some words from that, it would still have the same message, but just kind of leave it up to interpretation. If you just said Dockery went shopping for a dress,
That would have been plenty, wouldn't
Listen,
it?
hey, don't hate. Don't hate.
Hey, I'm glad that he was in Walmart. He admitted he was in Walmart. That's a huge deal right there.
Katie drugged me to Walmart. I was not happy.
Yeah, but
which
the
one
rest
were
of
you
it
then?
was enjoying it very much. Fishing and Freedom says we just got home from the St. Francis River. That's one of the places I really like to fish sometime. So they was throwing live bluegill, trying to get Stephanie a flathead. I'm telling you, they're getting ready to go on this. So if you want one before they go on bed, you better get after it.
Especially down that far.
Yeah. I don't know what the water temperature over there is, but I know it's warming up.
Well,
Yep.
It's hell. This whole year's been so screwy as far as weather. With the crappie up here, they started to spawn, and then it got really, really cold, rushed them all back out. So
Yeah, we had the same thing happen here. I fished one day and they were up in the brush, and then we had a cold front. It pushed them right back out, and then they came up again, but it was fast. They didn't stay up in there for a month like they usually do. They were up, got their business done, and got out. So
well, you see, what I've been running into is a lot of the females and stuff. They didn't even lay their eggs; they're just reabsorbing it. So they totally missed out on the spawn this year. And that's kind of a pain to have to explain to people of, oh, they're going to respawn. No, they're not going to respawn.
I'm going to take this rod. And it got hit hard earlier. I think that's might have got the tape. No, I didn't get the bait. He tangled his hook.
Yeah, good luck, Lance. So I think we're taking off next week. We're going to be gone for 4 days. We're just going to camp right there on the river. And
where at?
Up the north end of the Mississippi.
I bet I know where you're going.
I bet you do too.
All right, there we go.
If I had the time and the energy and didn't have to stay in a tent, I'd go up there and join you.
Yeah, but weren't you going to stay in a tent up there in Mendota?
I was, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I do have the tent. I bought a tent. And cots. I've got all the stuff. But Holiday Inn is so much nicer.
It is, isn't it? And where I'm going, the men are men and the sheep are really nervous. So there is no hotels.
That's right. That's 100% correct. And I'm betting the channels have already been on Nest, and the Blues are on Nest now, and the Flatheads will soon be on them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think we've got maybe 3 weeks up here, and they're all going to be trying to spawn up through here, the Blues and the Flatheads. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it goes that way every year. June is the worst year to fish for catfish in the entire season.
Yeah.
June is just terrible.
June's a month.
Yep.
Yeah, but June is also a good time to go out and start hitting crappie and bluegill.
That's the perfect time for bluegill and crappie. Yeah, it really is. And yeah, they're a little deeper. But you got line on your reel. Just let some more.
Good in June is white bass.
Yeah.
That's true.
They'll get out this time of year because those shad have spawned already.
That's right.
And those little they'll chase those little bitty new.
I'm telling you, we've seen millions of little shad. I've seen them this morning. They're just everywhere.
Yeah. But the problem is up here. I mean, there's tons of shad in these lakes up here, but you just can't use a cast net. It's illegal for
They're
you.
too small.
Oh no, not some of these are big.
Are they?
Oh yeah, we're talking 9, 10, 11 inch.
Oh yeah, I like
shad,
one.
so, but
Oh, my
you can't use a cast net on them. So
Why?
because they just don't want you taking the bait fish out of the lakes and stuff like that up around here.
That's too bad.
That's what I thought too, but last thing I want to do is get a ticket.
Now that would be funny.
No, that would not be funny.
It would.
Another
I would.
baitless. That's the only problem with these. Sometimes you'll get a bite and you don't even see it.
Damn, I'd hate that.
Well, what kind of rods are you using? What
These
size?
are a little bit. They're a little bit too heavy. They're 8 foot. Those ugly stick catfish. So they're medium heavy, which is, this is what I caught that flathead on a few weeks ago. So I mean,
I have some that are perfect for what you're doing.
Yep.
That little ugly stick GX2 has been the bullhead machine tonight.
I like them GX2 blanks. They're pretty nice.
And they're tough.
They are. They're really tough. They're not unbreakable, but they're very reliable.
No, but you have to do something pretty dumb to break one.
Yeah, that's what I say. They're very reliable. I've built a lot of stuff on them over the years, and they're one of the few production rod blanks that I can actually say are good. Because a lot of them that everybody builds on that says are really good are nothing but junk, but those are pretty good blanks, and they're reasonable.
Yeah.
Stephanie says, Lyle, when is your panfish tournament? I'm not doing a tournament, Stephanie. We are doing the year-end tournament, and we haven't decided whether it's going to be in October or November. The tournaments was Mark's, Chad's, Josh's, and Dockery's, and I'm not doing one. We're just going to do the year-end tournament on Panfish Nation, and I hope I can qualify for it. I'm trying hard.
The rules on that the tournament is it has to be artificial bait only, no live bait at all. There's no live scope, anything like that. If you fish a body of water, you cannot go back to that body of water if you advance. And if you don't advance, you still cannot go back to that body of water.
Stephanie wants to know when yours is,
Mine
Doctor.
is September. When is my tournament? September. It's in September. Hang on 1 sec, Stephanie. I'll get you a date on it. September 9th is mine. But mine is the last one that you can get into to qualify in. So if you don't qualify in Josh's or Chad's, and Chad's is the next one up, guys.
Chad's is the 24th, so if you're interested, get entered.
Yep, yeah. Chad's is the 24th. Josh is the 11th.
July 8th.
Or July 8th. That's what it was. And mine is September the 9th.
And if you get too many people in, we'll go to the green wheel to decide who gets to compete. And I will tell you that Cindy and I are both entered in Chad's. And if for some reason we don't get in that one, we're going to be in Josh's and Dockery's too.
Yep, and the thing is we can't fish our own. The one that we're hosting, we're not allowed to fish our own.
We're not allowed to fish our own tournament.
So if I don't make it in Chad's tournament next weekend, then the only chance I have left is Dockery's because I can't fish mine. So
I still can't believe you two let the bait shop whoop you up.
I know, right?
I am so disappointed.
Man, I tell you what, I thought I was rocking and rolling there for a little bit. So
Stephanie says she wants in yours, Dockery, if you have any room.
I'm not even taking names until after Josh's tournament. So when Josh's tournament's over, then I'll start collecting names. And it's the same way with Chad's. Chad's is next, so Josh isn't going to start accepting names until after Chad's tournament's over.
Yep. Once Chad's tournament's on, then we can do that. And the reason we do that is, some of the people who fish Chad's tournament, only 2 of them are going to qualify. So the other 6, they might want to jump into mine or something like that. So we just kind of keep everything rolls downhill and keeps moving. So,
Jeremy, it's a bluegill and crappie tournament only.
And that means any sunfish.
Yeah, any sunfish.
Right.
Only one rod. You can only use one rod at a time. So
one hook.
Yep. And no live bait.
It's bluegill and crappie, and I mean anything that you might ever have one point in your life called a bluegill. So a green sunfish or a shell cracker or a pumpkin seed or whatever. It's a bluegill for the purposes of this tournament.
Yep.
So
yeah. And again, the biggest one is no live bait at all.
Yep.
No, white perch do not count. Sorry.
Nope.
It is fun. We had a blast the other day.
Man, I tell you what, I have never. Sunday was the first day I've ever wandered up and fished under that bridge from the bank. Now I fish under that bridge a lot from the boat, but I wandered up.
The way that we're running this is it does make it a little bit harder because you do only have to use artificial baits. Mm-hmm. And if you tie your own jigs or you fly fish or whatever, and you have confidence in your bait, then you're going to do good. If you don't have confidence in your bait, you're going to be a Lyle. You're just going to sit there and throw, out lures left and right and not, know what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the power to eliminate him.
You don't have
you don't?
No.
Don't give it to him.
You should have it, as far as I know, but I have to go.
See, everybody keeps giving all these powers to everybody to eliminate me from their stream, and no one gives me powers to eliminate anybody from their stream.
You drinking coffee, James?
Yes, I am. This glass is empty.
Mine's not.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but you talk about coffee. So I'm at work today, and we were working on some stuff and messing with a motor mount. And yeah, it was one on it was like a little AC electric motor, so it wasn't nothing horrible. But I had my he'll be back. I had my coffee cup sitting there on the table and somehow managed to knock that thing off into the floor and spill all but like a sip. And I'd taken one drink out of that cup of coffee this morning. So we were all the way down the other end of the building from my office where my fresh pot of coffee was sitting. So it was a rough morning. I had to, we finished up a little bit early and I'm like, okay, guys, we're done. I'm going back and drinking some coffee. So
you see me in the morning without coffee, don't even talk to me.
Yeah. You see me with coffee, flip a coin and see where you're going to end up.
I like to get James first thing in the morning before he's had much coffee and he's in a pissy mood and you can really rag on him. He gets a case of the red ass real bad.
But I'm gonna you know who pays for that, Katie.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
And then she yells at Lyle.
It's so much fun though. I'd like to see Josh get about a dozen of them bullheads.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I thought for just a minute, and that's why I decided to go live. I thought we were going to really get into them. I think it took us about a half hour when we got here to get our first one. And Christina caught the first one out here, so she's got her PB bullhead now.
Ooh, good deal.
And then we sat biteless for seemed like forever, and then they just turned on. And the other night it was around this point that I came out and fished on Mark's stream, and they were doing pretty good. So
Yep.
catfish weekly member for 9 months. I wish that would show in StreamYard, but it does show on YouTube. I've got my tablet over here with YouTube running. So got 14 people hanging out.
I'm sharing it out to Catfish Weekly. We'll see if that helps get some people in here.
Nightbot's starting to get a little chatty in the chat there, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. So far he's behaving, because the first experience we had with Nightbot was timing people out left and right.
Yep.
If people put more than one emoji, he was getting mad, and he wasn't even warning you. It was just like, nope, you're gone. Nope, you're gone. Somehow he knows how to. If I hit timeout on somebody, they're timed out for 5 minutes. He was hitting people for 10 and everything else. He was just going. So
welcome, Whisker Dreams. Glad to see you in chat tonight.
Hey, Whisker Dreams. See if we can get. I'd like to see these things get picked back up.
Yeah, me too. What kind of bait are you using, Josh?
I'm using just the old night crawlers.
There's something to be said about going out with just a container of night crawlers, a hook and a weight, and just chunking it out there. You never know what you're going to get.
Oh yeah,
everything eats night crawlers.
Oh yeah,
is what we used to. Wow, he's flying.
What's that?
I said, wow, it's a Mustang. That's why I heard something flying up the road here.
Well, it's not a Chevy.
But I tell you what, that was the only downside to the night fishing where we're at is that road is right there.
Oh wow!
And so having John out here, my head was on a swivel the whole time we were out here because
I'll bet because he's kind of rowdy.
He's rowdy and he's fast and he's stubborn, so you can't tell him anything.
Now, did he get that from you or Christina?
I think it's a little bit of both. He got my Irish temper and her German stubbornness. So
that's okay.
Hit that with my big foot.
We need rain to get the creek up so I can catch some more.
I think we're supposed to be getting it. Oh. Richard says the only fish we caught this evening was a channel rat on a crawler. That's a good thing about having a night crawler. It's up to will bite a night crawler.
That's right. Yeah. Usually something will get a hold of it.
After a while they get waterlogged. It's time to change them out. But
I can't even see. I'm not even a mod on Josh's channel. I can't even time Whisker Dreams out for that comment.
What? say something in chat, James.
Hey, Chad is a member for 17 months.
Oh, yep, there's Chad. He said, good night, fellas. Good night, buddy.
There's Big Bill, veteran catfishing.
Hot Bill.
You are a mod.
Am I a mod? I don't think I'm a
mod.
Yes. You're blue.
You're blue.
Damn it. All right, Whisker Dreams, you got one more of those, and that's it, buddy.
Don't worry, Whisker Dreams. He ain't going to be able to figure it out. So
I won't.
It's raining in Virginia tonight. Well,
I think I caused enough trouble the other night on Mark's stream.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
It was.
Katie, I was worried about Katie being mad at me, but she said she wasn't too mad.
No, she was. She don't care. She really don't. And you get me in more trouble with her than anybody else I know.
I do my best to make that happen, dude.
Yeah, I know you do. You try extremely hard too. It's really, it's just like it's second nature to you or something.
That's right. It's no worse than you messaging Cindy trying to get me in trouble.
Well, sometimes I actually get that worked out. So
yeah, you do. But what are friends for? I
That's
mean,
right.
holy crap.
That is right.
But we have a good time.
Yes, we do.
Even
Yes,
if you have to go to Iowa and go shopping. Christina, oh no, look at the big bad Dockery.
now you be nice to me, Christina.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh man, that's a bright thing. Look at that. Queen.
How many lumens is that?
I don't know. It's a. Let me get the other little light.
Peanut butter brownies. I'm not a
That
peanut
actually
butter
does
fan,
sound
but that sounds pretty good.
I was at Menards one day, and they had this thing. It's magnetic, and it's got a little hook at the bottom.
Nice.
It's rechargeable, and it is bright.
It is.
And even on low, I mean, I've knocked that thing down to low, and we can see what's going on.
How long does the batteries last in it, or the charge last in it?
I think about it.
You're gonna have to try that again when it comes back closer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
On high, I usually get about an hour, and it'll start. You can tell when it's getting ready to go because it'll start like once every minute or 5 minutes or something. It'll just flash once.
Now, is that rechargeable or is that a battery operated?
Yeah, it's USB rechargeable, and I've said I'm sure I could plug it into one of my power banks and run all night off of it. But
Yeah.
I think
Now,
it's putting.
is Christine and the kids still out there with you, or?
No, they've gone home.
Okay.
They were. John was testing everybody's limits, and Caitlin and John both were making rock angels out here in the parking lot, and it was. I guess it's fun to put rocks and rock dust in your hair and all that good stuff. So they were being children. So
Yeah.
Christina says she's refereeing bath time.
refereeing bath time. There we go.
Such a good mother.
I think I'm gonna here in a second rebate everything because we ain't going to be able to stay. I got to be at work at 6 tomorrow morning, so I will be able to stay as late as I did the other night. But I want to get the best bang for my buck, so I'm gonna put all new worms on here in a minute and let them go to town.
Now, are you just putting a single worm on, or are you balling them up on them hooks?
You know what? On those little bitty 3/0 circle hooks I'm using, one night crawler fills that hook.
Okay.
And I'm just doing the old, like if I'm bluegill fishing, I put that point of the hook through and kind of thread the worm on the hook. I'm doing the old what we did as kids. You poke the hook through him and roll him over, and poke the hook through him and just keep going. Just
ball him up. Yep.
Ball him up on there. And all I've been doing is just watching them. And of course, a bullhead, when they bite, they're eating. So
right.
if they start messing with the rod, you reel down, 9 times out of 10, that bullhead's going to be on there.
Yeah.
And we had one, the very first one. Oh, number 4. You're getting hit.
Let's see if he can't hook one in now.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Me too.
I see that a little better now. I trying to practice up.
I'm gonna have to start calling him Mark. Man, goes live and not catch fish.
Oh man, I know, right? Maybe you know what? I should send Mark a link, and he can come on my channel, and he'll probably catch fish.
Maybe that's what it takes. You know.
And,
Well, I don't know. He did get it. He did get a decent sized channel cat tonight. So
I think he is fishing.
yeah,
is he
he's
fishing tonight?
Yeah, he's fishing.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he? He ain't live though, is he?
No.
No, I don't think he is.
Oh well, we got to fix this. Hold on a second.
Here we go.
Let's see here. Share.
Oh, you're not giving Shad
Give Chad a
with Mark at
Mark.
the same time.
All right. Tucky Redneck, what's going on, buddy? We are looking for bullhead catfish tonight. Not bullhead, anything else.
Or bait, in other words.
Yep. And
So I was thinking that Luke Hinches was going to go live tonight.
we don't talk about him.
He didn't go live?
Listen, we have talked about the number one son, Josh. We just did.
He didn't go live?
No, he never did.
Man, he talked like he was going to, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Did they do a show tonight?
No, didn't even do a show tonight that I saw.
Well,
No.
I didn't see it either, but I was busy doing something else at that time.
Oh, go. He hit again.
Son of a bitch.
Number 4 rod. Right now, my finger don't show up. I can't do that. Rod on the right.
Swear to God, if you start pointing your finger up there saying, touch my finger, I'm going to ban you from your own damn stream, Josh.
No, I wasn't doing that. I was just trying to. I did. Yeah. Oh, 3.
Oh, there
Oh,
we
here
go.
we go. Here we go. Get him, Josh.
Get
Get
him,
him.
Josh.
It's about time for you to catch another good flathead, James.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm going to go tomorrow night for a while.
Oh, he's on.
Yeah,
He's
tomorrow
on.
night. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to go tomorrow night for a while. I've got a painting class I'm going to be teaching tomorrow night, and then afterwards, I'm just going to go down to the lake and do some fishing for a while.
Which lake?
Thousand Hills.
Okay. How big a lake is that?
It's about 600 acre.
Whisker Dream says, get his ass, James.
Oh, I'm going to. You trust me. Trust me. I will. I will have none of that in this stream. None.
One of the best live shows you ever did. Nice one, Josh. Is that one where you caught that nice flathead? That was one of the best lives you ever done. That was a great fish.
Well, I don't know. I thought the best live show I ever done was when I kicked the crap out of Mark 25-0.
That was good too.
That was the best one.
That was good too. But I like the flathead one.
All right, let me find the flag.
There's something about flatheads. I'm just in love with them. That's a good one, isn't it, Josh?
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if flathead or big or small. I mean, they're all just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. It used to be, James, that I could eat a small flathead, but here the last several years, I can't do it. I just can't.
Is it because your teeth keep falling out?
No, it's because I love them damn flatheads so much.
I will eat a small flathead. I am not.
Oh, they're the best eating of all catfish. There's no. Oh,
there you go. That's
the perfect bait size. Yeah.
That is bait size. Look at that.
What is it, about 9 or 10 inches long?
Yeah, probably roundabout. Probably closer to 10.
He's got a cute little face on him. You tell me that don't look like Luke Hinges.
Hello, Luke.
He's cute, man.
Number 1 son, my ass. You're going in the bucket.
You guys stop. Listen, I'm in here representing. Look, Northwood Outdoors right here, boys. I'm in here representing. Don't be talking shit about Luke now.
I'm gonna rebait.
That's my.
I like the looks of them little bullheads. I think they're cute, and anybody that has ever ate one can testify to this. Bullheads are great eating fish.
No, they're garbage.
Oh no, they're good.
No, they're garbage.
They're garbage. No, they're disgusting.
You are outvoted on that, bud. 2 to 1.
You guys keep talking about how
I'd rather eat a bug.
Them
right,
drum.
Three of your
sons
are telling you that drum are delicious eating.
Drum
fish.
are white meat fish.
You stop.
And
drum are white meat fish.
They're nasty.
Talking about eating a trash fish that is a bullhead. It's not. It's not food. That's bait.
It's bait.
But I like it.
Number 1's getting screwed with, so I'm gonna rebait that. But if that thing goes down, holler at me. I'll drop it.
Okay,
will do. I ain't saying nothing. That
Fishing and Freedom says that needs a 10-odd hook to its back.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Exactly right. Jay's Catfishing. Welcome, buddy. We're glad to have you in here with us tonight.
Guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the stream.
Yeah, if you haven't hit
Maybe
that,
Josh
go
will go
ahead.
fishing.
Josh is out there on a weeknight fishing and sharing it with everybody, and it would be really great if you hit that thumbs up for him. We got 28 thumbs up and 15 people watching, so that's not too bad.
See, and look, Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. I have eaten drum. It's pretty good.
I have eaten drum, and I didn't like it at all. I just did.
See, 3-1. There he is. That's 4-1 now, buddy. That's 5-1, actually.
I don't
I
care.
think you ought to sit this one out, Lyle.
I'm really not eating that nasty stuff. I've had it every week and have it. Hot sauce might. I haven't tried it with hot sauce. Maybe that's the key to it.
I know for a fact, Jerry Parker, when he and I were cleaning those drums, I sent a video of Jerry cleaning a drum to Lyle, and he had some choice words for Lyle about that drum.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Jerry Parker would eat a turd, though.
Everything.
I think Jerry would eat a turd. I really do.
He probably would. He probably would.
But man, you got to give it to him, James.
Oh,
He's got a video going on right now that is killing it.
And you know the thing is he moves around that river. He's not in just one spot.
That's
he
right.
moves up and down that river all the time.
He does.
And so he can fish that river pretty good.
He's used to them wing dikes. He knows which ones are successful and which ones are not. And that's what sets him apart from all the other people.
Listen, I have heard the horror stories about people fishing with him. Guys, if you can't walk 2 to 3 miles, you do not want to go fishing with Jerry Parker.
I've heard the same thing. Yeah, he's a go-getter. And that's why I have a boat.
And you have to walk out.
Richard says it's blowing up. It's at 750,000 right now. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It was at 700,000 when I got off work this afternoon. So that means he's had 50,000 views in about 8 hours.
That's amazing. I'm happy for him though.
I am ecstatic for him. That is great.
And listen, I don't, I'm not trashing anybody's. Hang on one sec here, guys.
I don't care who you are. If you get a video up to 750,000, I'm proud of you.
Oh, damn right.
Yeah.
I may hate your guts, but I'm gonna be proud of you for doing that because that's an accomplishment.
That's a big deal. You betcha.
And you guys will never have to worry about my videos getting to 700,000.
Not unless I get a chance to promote them.
No. I see that as a challenge. I swear to God, lady, stop it.
What did she say?
She keeps going on and on and on about that stupid TikTok crap.
She wants to make you a TikTok star.
I don't want it.
I think she needs to go with it. I will help her all I can.
And you, never mind. This isn't our show, so I'm not going to say what I was just about to say.
The tallest fisherman on YouTube, James Docker. We know that's a bunch of crap.
The best thing is Lyle's shrinking every day.
How do you know that?
Because you're old. Old people shrink. That's what happens.
Who said? I might be growing bigger. You
are not.
You don't know that.
No.
I'm getting more hair all the time.
No, you are not. And if you are getting more hair, it's because it's mold and fuzzy. You need to bathe more.
That's not the case.
I pictured a peach that's been left in the fruit bowl too long.
There you go.
Oh my God.
You don't want to tune in late nights to James Dockery and Josh's lives. You don't know.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
You never know.
You might get a drunk me or a drunk Lyle.
It's hard to say. Did you send that link out to Mark, Josh?
I did.
And he's not coming in here.
We must have upset the apple cart the other night, James.
We must have.
Well, he replied. All right, Mark. Well, here, we'll do it another way.
Don't give him a choice, Josh. Force him in here. No, Jay, the other night it was not PG-13. I was pretty I was pretty lit. And
it was Whisker Dreams. It was a lot of fun. And this
Thanks,
is kind of
Catfish. Good
headed
to
that
see you,
way.
buddy.
This one is kind of headed that way. But that's just James Dockery. I mean,
Yeah,
the rest of us are trying to behave.
maybe
I'm a
I ought to
nice
start
guy.
maybe I ought to start me a show. I had late night with the weekend angler. We'll have a top 10 list every week and everything. Like old Letterman used to do.
That's right. Yep.
And he was funny because he made fun
Yeah.
of everybody.
Yeah, he didn't pick no favorites. That's correct.
He didn't play politics.
Exactly.
He just made fun of everybody. If you were in the news, he was going to make fun of you.
Yep. And even if he wasn't in the news,
Oh, yeah.
he'd make fun of it.
And if I'm and here's the thing, guys, if I'm making fun of you, you don't know if I'm serious or not. So
Yep.
take that to heart. You know.
I do. I know.
No, you don't.
Well,
Children are finally in bed. Time to make the water for the bait tank. And that's why she's awesome.
then
That
Ben.
is right.
That's right. Man, you hit a home run with her, didn't you?
I know, right?
Yeah, you lucky guy. But I feel the same way. And Dockery damn sure better feel that way.
There are days, Lyle. There are days.
There is Justin's fishing fetish. Welcome,
Stop
my
calling
friend.
him that. It's Gabby's dad. It's been
That's-
Gabby's dad
That's
for
it.
years.
It is Gabby's.
The Weekend Angler late show every Wednesday night.
I'm
That would
thinking that'll work.
That might be difficult. We have to be up at 6 a.m.
You know what?
You're young, Josh. You don't
James
need
and I
sleep.
can help you out with that like we did Mark.
You know what though? Mark gets antsy about that. I know that I can go to bed and I can wake up tomorrow morning and laugh at whatever you guys did. So
He could not. He's still not watched that video yet.
What when me and you helped him out?
Yeah.
oh my
See, that's
God,
just rude.
I have
That's
never
rude.
laughed so hard in my life.
We had so much fun doing that.
I want to say John was like a month and a half old because I
He
was
was
still
pretty
I was
small,
still off
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
I was off on baby leave sitting there when he went live. It was just I kept waking him up from laughing.
Well, I hate to tell Mark this, but I mean, it was probably the best show he's ever had.
I think you're right. Hey, did you see Whisker Dream's post? I have always been called short, but James will have to look up to me.
Probably. That's all right, though. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I love it. That's so funny. He looks up to everybody, even Katie. Katie's not very tall.
I tell you what, the day
You can
they
kiss
start
my
allowing
ass, old man, but if you know that's a damn lie.
the day they start allowing photo comments in the live chat on YouTube,
We're in trouble.
oh man, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
Richard says I watched it live at work, about fell off the forklift laughing.
Oh, no.
Mark was worried about how we was doing because he couldn't hear what we was saying, and we really didn't get.
He didn't get
far
mad.
out
It
of
was
it.
just
No.
funny.
But we told him we did, and like I say, the last I knew, which was the other night, I'd ask him about it again. He said he's never went back and watched that. He was afraid to.
Know who else gets antsy about people doing stuff on lives though is Chad.
Now Chad will try to reel you back in. He always
He
does. The
he
whole,
does.
you know.
He's got the reel. He tried, and to be quite honest, when it applies to me, his mom Cindy thinks that that's pretty good because I have been known to get out of hand.
What I got to thinking of was a certain tackle shop during his Black Friday
Are you talking
live
about
a couple
balls
weeks
deep?
ago. Balls deep tackle, and he went as far as going back and editing that live stream.
I
cutting
know,
that part
right?
out.
Chad.
They're a legitimate business. I mean,
They
They
are.
are.
but I sure caught him off guard with that one.
Oh, it messed him up bad.
Oh, it was funny.
It was funny.
It's still funny.
It is very still funny.
It's almost as funny as the Christmas song about James Dockery.
Shut up, old man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why? Josh, knock it off.
Oh, there we go. I
You have to catch a fish first, Josh, before I can improve it.
It's just late. It's
How
a
many
delayed
did you caught
reaction.
tonight, Josh?
That makes number 6 or 7, I think.
That's
We've only,
nice.
but we only have. I think he made number 5 in the bucket. So
There you go. David
One-
Smith says the Black Friday sales are funny.
one got off. Caitlin had one get off right at the bank, and it was the first time I think I've ever seen a bullhead spit a hook. And,
Yeah, they
That
usually
is
hang on to them.
unusual. Yeah.
you were talking, and Mark talked about the same thing the other day about using jig heads. What kind of jig heads are you using?
I'm using just like a regular Arky jig head. Sometimes I'll use a the sickle hook versions of them.
Okay, so
but-
not like a large jig head then.
Yeah.
Right? No, just a small jig head. I mean, bullheads are
Okay.
really not. They're not big by any means.
Right.
You don't really need that big of a hook in order to hang on to them. And
I kind of go ahead.
I just find that they don't swallow that as much as they do just a regular hook.
So they don't swallow.
No.
That's too bad.
They will if you actually leave it down there for a while, dangle it in front of them, like Lyle has to do. But I mean, hey, we got to remember this isn't our show, Lyle.
I know. Stephanie and Richard are coming to see me here in a week or two. I'm making some bobbers for them to take home and play with, see how they like them. James, you've seen them.
Yep, I have.
And I hope they like them.
They'll be better than any damn bobber out there.
Well, they work really well, and you don't throw them off your line when a fish hits.
Yeah, that's
We're
the
stuck.
main thing. Last thing you want to do is be fishing at 15, 20 mile an hour winds and the damn bobber go floating away.
That's exactly right. Hi, James Allball. Glad to see you in here tonight. Christina says 2 got away and 1 got thrown back.
There we go.
She'll take care of you, Josh, no matter what. She's got the right answers.
Yep. There we go.
And if you haven't seen it, a couple of weeks ago, Christina was on Catfish Weekly talking about photography when you're catching fish, and it applies to any fish, not just catfish. And she done a bang-up job. Go back and take a look at that. You'll get some great information about taking pictures of your catches. It's worth the watch.
Yes,
It's
yes, it
worth doing.
is.
Oh, Stephanie, that's no problem.
Stephanie, it's not nice to lie to elderly people. It's not. I'm sorry.
You can't pay no attention to him.
No attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's right. But yeah, we're going to have some fun with some bobbers, and they work really well. They're especially good for channel cat and shallow water.
James, I've been around. I've just been hiding in the shadows.
He's hiding all right. Katie's got him on a short leash.
Yeah. He like a
It's
bad
actually,
penny. He
I
always
fish
comes
more
up.
than the other guys, and I don't go live, so that's why you don't see me.
I went fishing this morning, I'll have you know.
How many did you catch?
Not enough.
How long were you out there?
About an hour and a half.
I was out there for 10 minutes and caught 4 crappie and left.
I wish I had the power to eliminate you.
I know.
I'm glad you're catching them. I know you think it's funny sending me them videos and pictures of the fish you
I
catch.
like when he
But
sends them.
I enjoy them. I really do.
And he sent me pictures of cheese today. It was
Ooh.
good too.
Cheese, yeah, I've seen
Yes.
those pictures
Did
of
you
that.
see those? Yeah.
They're pretty
Oh,
warm.
man.
That looks
Carolina
hot.
Reaper cheese.
Carolina Reaper cheddar, Lyle.
Yes. And they make that right up the road.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Up in Iowa?
Yeah.
I figured as much. You love going up there, don't you?
I hate going up there.
What about Walmart? You was at
You go to
Walmart
Walmart
today.
in Iowa.
He was at Walmart today dress shopping.
Are you done, old man?
Not yet.
Hey, you still got that box handy? Why don't you show people that box you got sitting behind your desk there, Lyle?
That box.
Yeah.
Which
That
one?
one you could stand on. Never mind.
Never mind.
I'm sitting on it now.
Let's not put that camera down, Lyle. Let's keep that camera right
Yeah,
where it's at.
camera
Are
has
you
to stay
sure?
above.
Yes.
Camera
yeah,
has to stay above.
Somebody in here earlier said this is a PG-13 show, so let's
Yeah,
get
no. No baby birds on the live stream.
No,
There you
no.
go. James Outball says I eat sharp cheddar raw myself.
I love sharp cheddar.
I like extra sharp.
Extra sharp, man. That's just, ooh,
James,
yeah.
you ever get up there to Mendota? They've got a cheese shop right there beside the hotel.
Right beside the motel.
But you better take you a bank with you because
Oh,
It's
man.
pretty pricey. It is.
yeah.
Or just take Chad with you because he drops like $500 in there.
What you need to do is go shopping with Jerry when you're up there because he goes to local grocery stores and it's a lot cheaper that way.
Yeah.
And they got a better selection probably. Or as good. You know.
Yeah, Jerry knows where to go up there.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys try any of that chocolate cheese that they had up there?
No.
That
Mm-mm.
really wasn't that bad.
That
It
sounds
didn't
weird.
sound good to me.
No, it almost tasted like fudge, to be truthfully honest with you.
Well, you like fudge. You don't
Yes,
like
it
me,
was
but I
good.
like it.
You make peanut butter fudge real easy. You get you a thing of chocolate cake icing and a jar of peanut butter. And you mix the two together, put them in the microwave till they both melt. Stir
Sounds
them
like
up.
a Reese's.
Yeah, stir them up and put them in a pan and put them in the fridge to cool them.
Stephanie says, you two crack me up. I think she's talking about you and James. Me and you, James.
I think she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I know she ain't talking about me. I'm been dead serious all night.
You don't even know what the word means.
The hell I don't.
James says, I am headed out to visit Colorado Friday. Good luck.
Oh.
Buddy. Drive careful.
That's
That's
country out
if
there.
you're driving, that's a long drive there,
That
James.
is a long drive.
But it's a pretty drive. Once you get
It
to
is.
Colorado,
Yeah.
there is something about driving in there and then you start seeing the Rocky Mountains and it's
I was
like
going to say, once you start being able to see the mountaintops, that's when it gets pretty.
Yeah.
it's one of those.
No, I got to tell you, fellas, if you ever go across there in the fall, damn dog, in the fall of the year, they burn all those wheat fields. It puts nitrogen or something back in the ground. I don't know all about that. I'm not a farming kind of guy. But when they're burning those fields at night, you can see them fields burning for miles and miles and miles while you're driving through that state. It takes the boring out of it, kind of, because you get to watch that stuff burn. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
James Allball, how dare you?
This dog.
That's about as rude as comment that's ever been tonight. Damn.
He knows, James. He really does.
Apparently, he thinks he knows.
Oh, mercy.
Well, we got some trips planned. Say we're gonna go down and see you, and then
I'm excited.
I think we're gonna take a couple of days and go down when Chad's down there. Take away kind of some of his thunder from the big.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. We'll have so much fun.
I'm hoping you're in town, James, whenever Christina's coming back from Iowa. Because if you're in town that week, I may make the drive up that way.
Well, she'll have to let me know what day she's coming back.
I'll do that.
Yeah, say because if we've got
is she coming through Buffalo on her way back?
No, she's not. There's no need to go to Buffalo.
I figured that was kind of out of her way, but
once
it's
you've
worth
been
a
to
shot.
Buffalo, that's it. You've done your service. No more need to do it again. Last time I was there, I just stopped in long enough to flip you off and then run.
I know, and that really pissed me off.
I know it did. I thought it was funny as hell, and so did Cindy.
I saw a meme on Facebook the other day, and it was right as I was getting off Facebook. And so, when you're going to back out of it, you hit back, right, and you see it right there at the end, and you can't find it again because you can't remember who posted it. But it had a guy standing, has to be over there close to where Lyle lives because it had a sign and like an arrow or had Buffalo and then 10 miles or whatever, and then Springfield 25 miles or whatever it was, but it said Buffalo Springfield, and the guy was standing by it. They put there's something happening here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this is perfect. And I was going to save that and go, hey Lyle, where's this sign? Because I knew he'd probably know.
I need to see it, but yeah, I might. I'll tell you one of the funniest things that happened, and I messaged James. A good friend of mine who passed away several years ago, his wife passed away a couple years ago, and we went up to her funeral, and we go through a town, and the town's name was Dockery.
Yep.
Oh man.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, but it's right
A
up.
bunch of angry little people running around screaming.
Yeah. It's just a little. I mean, if you blink your eyes, you missed it. But the city sign said Dockery, and I thought, oh wow, James don't even know he's got a town
Oh
named.
no, I've been there.
Somebody found a Dunnigan Lake or something like that. I forget where it was in Minnesota.
Something like that here a while back too. Yeah.
I think Jerry Parker said something about it being a smart ass, and I looked it up and actually found it.
Really? I find that hard to believe.
Oh, what we got here? Oh, somebody already got that one.
I find it very, very hard to believe that Jerry would have a smart ass remark.
Speaking of Jerry, and there's been a few new people come in here since we talked about it. He has a video that has gone viral.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
750,000 views and counting, and that's awesome. Go over and check it out. It's a big old 80-pound blue cat being caught from the banks. Good video, and that's why it's going viral.
It is, and Jerry deserves that.
Robert,
Robert, I don't listen, buddy. That's kind of offensive. I mean, but it's funny, but it's offensive.
It's all good.
Isn't it?
You know, I'm surprised that Jerry's video catching them 2 80-pounders in one day didn't take off like that.
You know, it all comes down to that algorithm.
Yeah,
I think that it has something to do with the fact that he had a great video, he's got a good title, and he's got great thumbnail.
But if you guys look over at Luke's when he caught that 118, he was, I forget who he was fishing with, but whoever he was fishing with caught like an 80-pound right before Luke caught his 100.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Justin Fetish says there is a Dockery Lake in Georgia.
Oh man, that'd be a good lake to fish.
David Smith says a town named Dockery. Don't stop in the local Dollar General or enter at your own risk.
joke's on you, David. That town ain't big enough for a Dollar General.
Yeah, I don't know. We got one up this road from me, and
Okay, but you have to admit,
and you missed it. But they
Dockery,
got a Dollar General.
Dockery, Missouri might have 4 people in it,
There ain't very many.
and that includes 2 dogs.
Yeah, there ain't very many. Will you stop licking on my legs, you little turd?
Whoa, hey, family show.
It's a dog. It's my dachshund. She goes up there and licks on my legs, and man, it just drives me crazy. But she's a pretty good pup.
Well, I swear there is like a golden window for these things that they bite every day, and it's not the same time every day.
You know, I always had good luck catching bullheads in the daytime.
But you know, that's kind of like them yellow perch. You go start going up to them yellow perch, they'll come up in waves, and then once they turn off, that's it. They're done.
Yeah, they're done.
That's how skipjack do. Skipjack will roll in one giant school. You'll tear them up for 10 minutes, and then they're gone for 2 hours. You might as well eat a sandwich or something.
Yep. Let's say down here by Savannah, Missouri, there at the lock, you can sit there and catch skipjack for 10, 15 minutes, and then there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
James Allball, you don't want to know what that dog's under that desk. That's where Lyle keeps that peanut butter, buddy.
Oh, man. I was going to say that, but...
I'm sorry. Katie just yelled at me. Not your show. Not your show.
Look at this. You tell me
I was
yelling at
getting ready to
Cutie
say
Pie.
the same thing.
She is cuter than can be. And she is so playful.
I think we've kind of reached the point where people know that the late night lives are, the kids have gone to bed, and we're going to be a little bit
rowdy.
We're going to BS like we're doing
more normal than average.
These guys don't realize what we truly sound like when that live stream ends, and it's just us sitting there talking.
Yeah,
it's on in.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
there's
worth it.
JG Hill.
JG
Oh, no,
Hill,
James.
what's going on, buddy?
James, you can't withdraw, buddy. Once it's out there, it's out there.
That's it.
Too late.
You're at the point of no return.
That's right.
James, if they seen some of the conversation you and I have had over the years, they
Oh,
would all
hell.
crack up.
Yeah,
You ain't kidding. So
that's what
we've-
keeps it. That's what keeps it fun.
Yeah,
It is.
say 9 years is what me and Law's known each other now.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yep. And James, yeah, he's got five or six that he's caught, and he's kept what, 3, Josh?
Yeah, I've caught. What we got? That made number 5, I think, in the bucket. So
Yeah.
let me get this. Let's see if we
That's
can
awesome, man. That's some great bait for flathead fishing too.
Oh yeah.
Here
No.
we go, guys.
And not only that, but they stay alive forever.
Oh yeah,
They
they'll
do.
live.
They're
About
very
green-
hardy.
They're about like green sunfish.
Or yeah,
There we go. Look at that.
they're fun to catch. Fun to catch.
There it is.
If you
There's
put
about
an aerator in there, it'll last forever.
There's about 5 in there. I don't even have any air going in this bucket.
I have the live well in my boat is 73 inches long, 15 wide, 15 high. And I have one of the aerators. It's a bilge pump that draws air in. It's like a Venturi, and you can put tons of bluegills and stuff in there and just let it run. And if the battery gets low, you just hook up the battery charger.
Oh, James. Oh my God, James. I'm not putting it on screen, but man, that's comment of the night right there.
Well, I have to
Hey,
agree.
Joe Buck 66, how's it going tonight? You have
I'm
been
glad
warned.
to see you
This
there,
is your
Joe.
warning, Joe Buck. This is your warning.
Joe Buck.
And you're right, Justin. That is flathead candy, 100%.
right. You know, Justin, does Justin even fish anymore? I haven't seen him take Gabby fishing in.
I haven't either.
I know, right?
You know, makes me wonder if Gabby is more interested in boys than Dad.
Oh, that could be.
Ooh,
They go through that stage, right,
They
Dan?
do. I think Justin should go live one of these nights and do a tell-all about why, him and Jim Catman hadn't been fishing in a long time.
Yeah.
Mark.
Mark is in chat.
Wow, he could find the live, but he can't find the link. I sent him in 2 different chats. I mean, that,
Yeah, but Josh, Mark's getting up there in the same age group as Lyle. I mean, you got to give these guys time to
Talking
figure
about,
it out.
Wills? What you talking about?
made my live well from an 80-gallon livestock water tank, and that'll do it.
That will.
Them are great ones, yeah.
Mark,
I've got one of those
hit the link and get your butt in here, dude.
We haven't been making fun of you, Mark.
Not much.
Nope, not a lot. All right, we're going to check rod number 4 because that got hit a little while ago and it's not been touched since. So let's get the first one.
Justin said, or James says, Justin, don't let them get under your skin.
Oh, Justin, we'll get under Justin's skin.
Mark says, laugh my ass off. Been fishing successfully too. Good for you, buddy.
Good deal.
Gabby is at the age where it is not cool to hang out with dear old dad anymore. I went through that. But Justin, when they get old enough to drive, then they'll want to come back and they'll
have you work on the car.
Yeah, when Heather started driving, of course, she's over 40. She's 43 now. But when she learned to drive, I had a 1-ton Ford 4-door dually. And I'd go get a 12-pack and I'd let her drive. And when I drank the 12-pack, we went home.
Yeah.
Mark says, hello, everyone.
Mark, click the link and get in here.
James Allbaugh says, I'm here, Mark, stirring the pot.
And James is, my God. James is doing a pretty good
He's
job.
trying. He's a great guy, man. If there's no video, Mark, you did not catch anything, says Whiskers and Dream.
I like that comment.
I do too. Yep, she will be my DD.
There you go.
Boy, he is close. I see them car headlights right
Yeah.
down there.
That's right. All the idiots were out driving today. I think Katie was in about 5 different accidents today. And she finally was just like, nope, we're going home. That's it.
But
All
she
right.
loves that store in Iowa.
We need one
she
more
loves the
fish.
Store up there in Iowa.
What'd you say, Josh?
I said we want one more fish.
One more fish.
I take a bunch, but I want one more before I go.
There you go.
I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes, and then that'll get me home by a little bit after 11. I dump these in the bait tank, and so they'll go home. They'll have circulating water and air and everything else. They should be good and rested up and ready to get feisty this weekend. So
Very nice. Are you going to be fishing day or night?
I'm gonna fish night. I'll probably go. More than likely, may try to go Friday evening. They go out to that spot where I caught that flathead last time.
Nice. Mark says they got a mess of flathead here too.
Mark's got bullhead. Mark's got a different kind of bullhead.
Really?
Yeah, he had to see the doctor about his.
Oh.
Wait, I thought we weren't going to talk about that stuff.
I'm going to pass on that. I could make a comment, but I'm going to let it slide.
Why are you letting it slide now? You haven't let it slide all damn night.
Yeah, that's a little bit much.
Yes, Nightbot. I think everybody's seen that by now, buddy. That's good. But if you are just joining us, if you type in the exclamation point Dockery,
No, don't type that shit in there.
it just like the exclamation point and then a capital D and just write Dockery, all run together. Nightbot to do something funny.
Mark says the fish, not the cloud.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah, you
Mark,
never
you
know.
idiot, stop typing that shit.
Everybody.
Gabby's dead, I swear to God.
How does that come up? The tallest and the friendliest. Well, we know the friendliness is that crap.
Oh, damn, James is going after Josh.
James
now.
going after me now too, and
Yeah. An equal opportunity offender. I like James.
yeah. JG Hill, saying nothing open after 11 legs.
You never know what's going to happen.
I don't.
Right.
But
Oh,
don't want it's
You
fun.
guys that are just joining us, Mark and Lyle are going to be moving their show to Wednesday night starting next week. So make sure you guys turn
That's
it
right.
in. Tune in.
Tomorrow
Panfish
night.
Nation.
tomorrow night will be the last Panfish Nation on Thursday night. We'll be going to Wednesday at 7 bells.
And as
Simple.
long as they don't have me and Josh on there, the show should be pretty clean.
I was thinking we might as well have you on the first night. Get it done. James Allball says nobody's immune when I'm around. I understand.
James, that's the way I feel.
I like that though. That nobody should be immune.
That's right. It's kind of like I say whenever you go out and you're driving or boating, open her up and let the big dog eat.
That's right.
Hey,
James was kind enough to send me some links to some stock car racing stuff here a while back, and I got to watch some late models, and I got to watch some
Hobby stock.
some modifieds.
Yep.
They was on dirt track stuff, which I dearly love.
Oh,
And
yeah.
because we used to run dirt tracks and quarter mile stuff. But yeah, it was really fun. And those local guys at local racetracks on them dirt tracks and stuff are a lot of fun to watch. If you ever get a chance to catch them, be sure to tell them guys thanks for sharing that stuff out, because there's not a lot of that online anymore.
No. And, and for us old dirt racers and stuff like that, that brings back a lot of memories.
Oh, it does. You reaching in there to change them gears and then quick change and get your fingers burned.
Yep.
Lyle, I got a serious question though.
Okay.
What did you guys race on before there was dirt?
There was always dirt. Josh, there was always dirt.
I'm just
We raced on dirt. I
yeah,
can't.
but before they invented it, what did
There's always been dirt.
I don't think he understands.
he ain't getting it? I'm telling him he's older than
I
dirt.
know what you're telling me, but there's always been dirt. There's been dirt before there was me. I remember when my brother raced and I was just a kid and I would help them with the car, getting it ready to go. And I was standing in front of the announcer stand one night, and my brother and another guy come out of the fourth corner, and they was headed down a straightaway, and the other guy got loose and headed straight for the announcer stand, which had a big pile of dirt on it. And a guy by the name of Bill Shaw that built the motors for Mark reached down and grabbed me by my shirt and jerked me up right before that car hit right where I was standing.
Oh my God!
Picked me up, put me in the announcer stand. Yeah, I was probably 13. But been working on that car all day long, get it ready, and Mark won. He lapped the field, and that was something you don't ever forget when you're that age.
Robert, you're absolutely right. You go to the dirt track to watch a fight, and a race might break out.
There was more.
There was more.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was some guys from Hannibal come down to Bowling Green one night, and they was racing down there, and they got mad, and when they left, the mirror of their truck hit my brother and broke his arm, and Gene Perkins, who is now gone, and Dale Bowen, and myself, which I was 15 or 16 at that time, and Bill Shaw jumped in the truck, and we caught him about 7 miles out of town away from the racetrack and pulled over and made him take the ditch. And before I could get out of the vehicle, Gene and Dale had them 4 guys beat down in the ground. I mean, just beat the piss out of them. And we left them and drove off. And I didn't even get out of the truck. That was the good old days.
Whisker Dreams, were you running IMCA?
IMCA, I remember all about that. We used to buy kits and weld the cars together.
Yeah,
it's fun to stay there.
Yeah. I miss them days.
But see, and I was sending you those links. And I was telling Katie that night, I'm like, man, I missed it. I might actually have to build me a car again just to go out there.
James Allball, he is calling me old. He's like that, though.
Yep.
Man, dirt track racing was so fun. It just got to the point where we had to get out of it because they outdollars you. And I went back to drag racing. I'd work on the car 1 or 2 nights a week to do that, where if you had a stock car, you had to work on it every night. You just did.
But there's something to be said about the hobby stock class.
I can't do that. Once you've been in modifieds and late models, you can't go back to that.
Listen, the 410 Sprints was, my bread and butter.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about climbing just in an old POS and getting out there and just riding that.
It is fun, but you know what I told you before? If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
Yep.
You ain't shitting.
Oh, I need to send you that video that I watched that day about that guy cheating back in NASCAR's early days. And all the stuff he did, acid dipping cars to where the sheet metal was paper thin and everything.
Yeah. Anything to lighten them up makes them go faster.
Cutting out part of the roll cage to put a nitrous bottle in there.
Oh yeah.
How was it? They said there was no rule on fuel line diameter, so he was using an 1.5-inch diameter fuel line. So he was picking up 3 or 4 gallons of this fuel line. It was running all over the car before it went to the engine.
Okay, guys. Let's be honest. It's not cheating. It's playing in the gray area.
It is. I mean, you're in the gray area, and if you're not, you ain't winning.
Exactly.
You know what they used before they used nitrous?
No.
Had a long, clear tube that run up to the carburetor and a can of ether.
Yep.
And you'd wait till the last lap because you knew it was going to be rough on that motor. And you just hold that button down and let that ether go through that tube right into that carburetor. And then babies would pick up 500-600 RPMs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know that, but I mean, on those restrictor plate races, you can run tubes and shit up into that carburetor, and you can pull that tube right out. So,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we'll throw them out the window.
Yep.
My advantage, and I've told this before, and I'll tell it again. When we was racing dirt cars, everybody runs Chevrolet motors except me. Always run Fords. Always spank them Chevrolet asses. But the thing was, they was running 327s, 350s, and they had a 350 cubic inch limit. Well, they was all running 383 strokers.
Yep.
And it was hard to keep up. Well, we took a 351 Windsor, and the first thing we done was a 400 crank. It fit in there, but it wouldn't turn. So you'd send that crank to Olson Brothers up in Iowa, and they would turn it down, send it back to you, and it still wouldn't turn. And you do that 3 or 4 times, you get it to where it turn, and then you found rods that had fit and pistons that had fit,
man.
and you made 393 stroker motors out of them, and you could lathe it, just nearly lap them every race.
Well,
And
here's the thing: if you and listen, and people don't understand this, you can have the perfect motor, you can have the Ford 9-incher and all this. If you didn't set them tires up exactly
that's right.
on that, according to that dirt, and it changed nightly.
Oh, every track
were,
was different too.
Oh yeah, and you were just absolute dog crap. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't
The
get
thing
around that track.
The thing that got us was everybody run them Chevrolet motors, so they didn't know what to look for to find out if we was cheating in the Ford because they didn't know what to look at.
Mhm.
And they thought, there's 1 inch difference between the center line of the crankshaft to the top of the block where the head's bolt on.
Oh,
1 inch. You
Dreams
can't
again.
look at one. They all look like 302s, but they was 351 Windsors, 400 cranks in them. And we go to them big races down in St. Louis, and we just make them guys look like asses. And they was saying, "What are you doing?" It's just an old Ford, buddy. Just an old Ford. That's all.
Yeah, I think Nightbot should get Whisker Dreams. Anytime he says anything bad about you should set up an emoji that anytime that he says anything bad about a Ford, it just times his ass out right then and there.
How about we catch a shit?
JG Hill Studio says Dick Trickle had a cigarette lighter in his race car. It would light one up every caution. Dick Trickle was the only person I know that would go to a racetrack and go out there and qualify, usually set a track record, and he would pull up, and he had that 427 Mustang, and he'd sit with his ass on the hood of it. They never touched the car. And he'd get out there and run off and leave everybody.
But when they were jumping on them cars at the end of the race, you know what they were doing, right? They were adding weight back to that car.
That's right. That's exactly right. He was a hell of a race car driver. I mean, I drove to Kansas City the first time to see him race. He'd not been to St. Louis or any of the tracks that we raced at, and I thought, man, this guy has got it going on. And then I seen the guys in Springfield, Missouri race and got to know them. And I got Gary Wilson a job down there working for them. And that didn't work out very good. But Dick Trickle, man, what a race car driver.
Now, I of course, you're like 100 years older than I am. But I used to go up there to Knoxville and work on Sammy Swindell's car.
No, Sammy Swindell's a hell of a race car driver, too.
Oh, yeah, and all that stuff. So I miss it, but I don't miss the money. I
don't miss spending the jack. I don't.
Miss that fish.
Josh,
we raced cars when Cindy and I first got married, and I told him we got married. I had a '67 Cougar that had pulled third gear wheelies, and I told her, I said, no matter what, I'll never get rid of this car.
You got rid of that car.
I did. Three or 4 weeks after we was married, I dropped the valve and ruined the block and everything. And Wendell Scott was a hell of a race car driver. You're correct.
Yes, he was.
And I sold the car and then almost bought it back. It was setting up in Hannibal and there's no motor in it. And I should have bought it then because 67 Cougar right now is worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
And I had a whole bunch of Mustang. I had a 69 Fastback with a 351 Cleveland. It was really fast, but that Cougar, it was bad fast. We went to the racetrack that what's his name? He used to be a stock car driver. Kenny Schrader owns.
Schrader's,
down at Pevely. We went down there one night when Gary Wayne Bradshaw from Louisiana, Missouri set a world record. He ran a 6:38.25 mile, and I ran a 6:66 or the 8th mile, and I run a 6:67. I was 10 mile an hour slower and about a half a second slower than he was. And I drove mine to work every day. This was a pro stock, and that was a huge deal for me to get that close to him. And Gary walked over and he says, "What did you do to that?" I said, "If I told you I had Chevrolet parts in it, would you believe me?" And he said, "No." I said, "Well, then there's no sense in me telling you because I do got Chevrolet valves and Ford heads." And he says, "There's no way they don't fit." I said, "Yes, they do."
But you don't have good race car drivers anymore. Not like
not like we used to have. There's no Cale Yarbrough and no Davey Allisons left.
Right. You've got some decent wheelmen and stuff like that, but the only reason they're in NASCAR the way that they are now is because they brought money. And
but you'll never have another Dale Senior.
No.
He was an ass, but he could drive a race car.
Oh man, I like him though.
But Davey Allison,
was the
greatest
guys
of all times.
I mean, come on, they drove around with concussions, their eyes taped open, and nowadays it's like, well, I got a boo-boo on my elbow, so I'm not going to race for a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mark says Burt Reynolds was the best race driver ever. Hammer down, drink Coors, not Bud Light. Whisker Dream says my son ran a 5.97 last week in his S10. That's flying, man. That's flying.
That is.
I love to hear them stories about their race cars and stuff. Like I say, Cindy let me do whatever I want. I had an A-gas dragster, and when I was a service manager in a Ford dealership in San Angelo, right outside of San Angelo, Texas, and I rolled that thing. The front wheel come off, a bearing exploded over 200 miles an hour, and I rolled it 3 times and sideways and once end over end, and then slid upside down going through the traps. Was still running over 200 miles an hour. And that might be what's wrong with me today.
In our younger days, to be, on our offense, it didn't hurt as bad.
The hell it didn't.
Now it hurts a lot more.
Yeah, it does. You don't heal up either. But them was some fun times. Cindy was going to drive that rail that day. It was a rail dragster, and she was going to drive it. And that wheel bearing exploded. So I'm glad that it happened to me and not her. She was a little bitty. She weighed 120 pounds and was 5'2", and it would have thrown her out of there where I was big enough, my shoulders wedged into the roll bar, and it couldn't throw me out. But it cut a hole in that helmet all the way through it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I was lucky to walk away from it.
Uh-huh.
But, man, 200 mile an hour everything's a blur. People don't understand when you're going that fast. Everything is a blur. There's no clear nothing. No, that's flying.
I've seen just shy of 150, but that's as fast as I've gone.
A lot of people now, they're going way over 300 miles an hour. I can only imagine.
I think the last one I saw was John Force, and he was running at I want to say 327.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And it was just like, holy shit. I remember back in the day when they hit 290 miles an hour, they thought that was a big deal.
Yeah. I remember those days. But yeah, 200 miles an hour, everything from the time you launch to the time you hit that brake is a blur. And all you're trying to do, you can see the white line in the center and the yellow line on the side, and you just want to keep it between them 2 lines. If you do that, you're gold. But you don't always. Things happen.
No. And you think, and I don't care who you are. I really and truly don't. Shit happens.
It does.
Yeah.
Stuff happens that you can't control.
Yep. I remember coming out of turn 4 and I hit that wall and it just climbed that fence. There was nothing. There's nothing you could do. It just, you're along for the ride.
Whisker Dream says they only run 1,000 foot now in pro race. Yeah, I understand that, and that's not the same as 1420. It's not, but that's what they do, and that may be a safety thing. I'm not sure. I do. You guys don't realize it. A lot of people don't realize it, but Jeremy DeFore, Creole Catfish.
Oh my God! Oh yeah.
He was a big time drag racer down in Texas for a while. Or Louisiana for a while. He
Louisiana,
had a Mustang. It was bad to the bone. So
Yep. And then he sold it to buy fishing gear, and he won't even buy it. He's building his wife a house. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help Laura out with that.
I am very trying to much help her out. More or less get him in trouble.
Yeah, JG Hill says, man, I used to run a lot with NASCAR drivers back in the late 80s and early 90s. Drove a mini fence post with Dale Earnhardt. Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, in my mind, there's never going to be a race car driver that was as good as Davey Allison. Now, I know Earnhardt done a lot of things, but he lived a long life. Davey was only in there for a short time, and he done more with less than anybody.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Greg, glad to have you in here, buddy.
Hey,
But
Greg.
If you've got $40 million, you can become a NASCAR driver now.
If you to get in NASCAR and drive a car, a competitive car, you have got to have some kind of sponsorship deal that
And
will
that's where I
follow
say
you where you go.
$40 million.
Yeah,
Or you get Robert Duvall to build your car. I've seen it in a movie. I know it works.
Robert
Oh, if it
Duvall.
was in a movie. Well,
I love Robert Duvall.
but
He's
Oh, man, Robert Duvall is excellent. I love him. to
listen,
death.
if but let's be honest. I mean, if you can see it on YouTube or Facebook, then you know it's true.
That's true.
yes, you're right about that. I have a hat that's up here in a Ziploc baggie that has Davey Allison and Mark Martin and Jack Roush.
man.
I don't know how many signatures that are on it. It's never been on a head. It's been in a Ziploc baggie since the Michigan race, probably in the 1989, 90, some year like that. And I have another one that's a Davey Allison hat that a friend of mine who got cancer and passed away from QVC. He ordered him one and me one from QVC. He died of cancer, and they buried him with his hat, and I still have mine in a Ziploc baggie up on the gun camp. Yeah, and I've had it for, I don't know, 30 years. It's never been. I used to get it out every Daytona 500. The beginning of the year, I used to get it out and wear it during that race, and I haven't done that now in 10, 15 years. But, yeah, Steve was a great guy. He used to come down. I work on his cars, the garage, and we'd talk about stock car racing. He was a big Davey Allison fan, and I was, and we had good times. And that's how we got the car.
Tripod.
Il Senior knew how to use the chrome horn on his car.
Yes,
that was correct. He did.
Yes,
and that's what you got to do.
And you know what? He was my driver, and when
he had balls,
When he passed away, of course, I was a Dale Jr. fan like everybody else, but he was not his daddy. He rode on his daddy.
No, he never was going to be.
And
he was a good driver, but he wasn't his daddy. I thought he was a good driver,
but
I thought he was the future of the sport. I really did. When he come up, I thought he would be. He just didn't.
He never took that role though.
Yeah.
No,
Greg Bickle owned a rock quarry about a half mile down the road from me. I'll be damned.
Oh my!
But yeah, Dale Jr. is a great guy. He does a lot of great things for TV.
And, did they really, JG Hill?
But he was never going to be the race car driver his dad was. His dad, I remember them talking about his dad saying, "I can see the wind."
Yep.
Maybe he could, maybe he couldn't, but he was very successful on big tracks, and that's what I love is the big tracks, either the big ones or the short ones. Them in between tracks, I don't care that much about. And stock cars should never turn right. There is no reason for a stock car to ever be on a road course. That is the most ridiculous shit
I would like to see them do more dirt tracks. And don't get me wrong, they've got Eldora. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
dirt track is real race car driving.
Yeah.
Give me Bristol and Atlanta.
Oh
give me Bristol and Atlanta.
Dirt tracks are what separates the men from the boys.
Mm-hmm.
If you can drive a dirt track, you can drive anything.
Well,
and Kyle Larson has proved that many times.
Well, that is true, but and a lot of people don't realize is, go to a dirt track after the race is over. Walk down that track. Try and walk down.
Try to walk down.
Oh yeah.
And it's literally you're doing 80, 90, 100 mile an hour on ice.
That's
Mhm.
exactly right. If you can drive on ice in the wintertime with your feet flat on the floor, you can drive a race car.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, hell, even just sitting here and talking about it, it's like, man, I got a car out there. I probably put a roll cage in that some bitch in about a week.
Oh my God, it's a good thing we don't live too close together.
Yeah,
I've
no
got
shit.
enough
Then
money
Katie
to
would
build-
kick your ass.
I could still build like a stroke or 427 small block Ford. Oh my God.
I can just see it now. Us all giving up fishing to go racing.
No, I'm not going to do that. My boat's paid for. You never pay for a race car. You never do.
I tell you what, I like watching. Have you ever seen those? And I can't remember what they call it now, but they take those little John boats out
Oh yeah.
and they race those. And you got one guy at the front, and he's leaning that boat to help it steer.
That is so cool, man.
Oh my God, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I would too, but I don't want to be the guy on the front because I can't move fast enough, and I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to be the guy in the back because I don't think I can steer fast enough.
I love watching
Man,
them
that would
do
be
that.
fun. Holy
And they're
crap!
going down. They're straight up going down through the bayous and stuff, like down where Creole lives.
Yeah, small creeks.
Oh,
Mr.
it's
Green says we have discussed putting a dirt car together for my son to drive. If you can afford it, do it, man.
Do it.
Mhm.
Yep.
You never know. That kid might be the next Junior Johnson. You don't know.
Oh.
You don't know how they're gonna react to that, and the younger you can get them started in that, the better off you are. That's how they
Oh, yeah.
found Joey Logano. That's how they found Carl Edwards. That's how they found a lot of these guys.
Look how many of them started out in kart and everything else.
Oh
You know,
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and a lot of these guys that are driving NASCAR now, they started at 4 or 5 years old. Their parents were mortgaging their house to buy a go
Yeah.
kart for these kids to race.
That's exactly right.
I tell you what, we took when we were down at Lake of the Ozarks. It wasn't last year before last. Oh, three's getting hit. We'll watch that one too.
Let's go ahead and catch another one.
I want one. I've got 5 minutes to do it. I think we might. That's the one I missed a minute ago.
Did you guys go to the racetrack up on the hill?
We went to the go-kart track,
Oh, okay.
and Caitlin wasn't tall enough to drive one on her own, and so she had to ride in the side-by-side car, the two-person car, and she rode with me. Well, we hit that first turn, and I tried to ease off of it a little bit for her, and she kind of freaked out. And I said, "Okay," I said, "Now the next turn we're going to hit it." So we went into that next turn, foot to the floor, and never let off. And by the time we hadn't completed one lap, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, this is great." So she was eating it up.
Chris Everett says we race every weekend. I used to.
We got a little yard cart here, and I built a little track there behind the house. And I'm going around that track, and I got my oldest daughter with me, and she's probably 8 or 9 years old. And that son bitch caught and dug in, and we just went just flipping over. And we landed, and I'm like, "Don't tell your mom." And she was like, "Okay, I won't." And I'll be damned.
First thing out of
her mouth is, "Mom, we rolled the go-kart."
Oh man!
I'm like, "Oh, damn it."
The last car that I had was a 83 T-top Mustang, and it had all the stuff that you could put in it like a pro stock. We run the high 8-second quarter miles, not 1,000 foot, but quarter miles. It was very consistent in the mid 9-second bracket, but we got in the 8s a few times with it. With good new tire, new slicks and stuff on the back of it, and it was a 5-speed car. And it turned 9,200 RPMs. We'd come off the line at 7,500 and shifter at 92, sound like a sewing machine going down the road. And I love that old car. It wasn't as fast as that A-class dragster, but it was pretty damn quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that they claim, "Oh yeah, I've got an 8-second car." All that. No, you don't. you've got about a 12-second car. You
Yeah.
think that you've got an 8-second car.
10 seconds, when you get to the 10-second class, that's really doing well with a street car.
Yeah.
But every second past that is $10,000 to $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is.
Well, that was back in the day. Anymore,
That's right.
You're looking
Oh,
at
anymore
100
it's gonna be
grand.
higher. Oh, come on, take it.
Come
I told
on,
my son bought that old car. I sold it to a guy, and the guy blew the motor up in it, and Tony bought it. And I told him, I said, you don't need a checking account any longer because you'll never have no money to put in it. I said, if you don't have $1,000 a week to spend on that car, you have no business with it.
Yep.
That's just the way it is, because that's what it takes to support it.
Oh, yeah. Well, but that's just, it's kind of like fishing, though, man. I mean,
It really is. If
once you start buying a boat and all that other stuff, you're going to sink money into it.
It costs a lot of money to be a tournament fisherman. It
yeah.
really does. And if you don't have some help, most people can't afford to do it.
No.
Yep.
Not that it's not fun. It's just not affordable for everybody. I do remember Robbie Moroso.
Yep.
He could drive. He drove Fords. Great kid. It's a shame he lost his life.
Yep.
I thought he was going to be one of the next big deals too, and I think he would have if he could have survived.
Well, look at Shane Mill. Shane Mill he was
another great race car driver.
And he took a couple of wrong turns and stuff like that, and he tried to get his life back together, and then he was severely injured in a race car accident.
What was the kid's name that used to run? It was he got caught using dope. Was Rusty Wallace's partner with Penske? Jeremy Mayfield.
Yeah. But
he had the opportunity. He just couldn't leave the dope alone.
Yeah.
Ward Burton got the most trouble.
Well, I don't know what happened to Ward Burton.
No, I don't know what happened. I don't think
he just disappeared one year.
Yeah.
He never was as successful as his brother.
Yeah, one of them went to prison or something.
Ward must have been Ward then, because I never did hear what happened to him.
He got into some bad stuff at one point.
That's too bad. He had great sponsorships.
Yep.
But his brother, he does really well. His brother's son is in NASCAR and doing fairly well. He drives for Wood Brothers.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, them Wood Brothers, now, you talk about a speedway car. Now, they could build a speedway car.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I've said this, and people will argue with me about it, and I don't care. You can argue if you want to. The way Ford designs heads, they're made for high RPMs on long-distance tracks.
You can't lift on those cars.
No. General Motors.
You'll blow that motor.
General Motors builds their cars for the mid and short tracks cars. That's the way their motors are designed, and they're very successful with that. But the big race tracks are Ford tracks. They was always have been that way, and it's the head design that they have because of the way the air ramps through over the top of the exhaust and the intake to get in there. They're just more successful on long tracks than they are short tracks.
But even I'll admit that Ford really has dropped the ball as far as their racing program.
They have. And if they're not careful, they're going to continue to lose teams.
Yeah.
And that will cost them.
That'll hurt them.
It's a crying shame that they let Toyota in. It really is. I know that Dodge couldn't be successful. They didn't have the money to support teams, which is a crying shame. But people talk about Toyota's this and Toyota's that. They're still a foreign entity. The money that company makes, regardless if the cars are made in the United States or if they're made in Japan, doesn't make any difference. The profits all go back to them.
And listen, I don't have a problem with that. I really and truly don't. And it's not the fans' fault that Dodge couldn't keep up or Pontiac couldn't keep up. Honestly,
Buick,
if they want And I don't want to just see a Ford and a Chevy out there on the track every damn week.
No, I just want to see Fords.
Well, I know you do, but I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to see that too, but that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not, and it can't be that way.
No.
It can't be that way. You got to have and when Dodge couldn't be competitive, is when Toyota come in there, and realistically, as bad as I think of Toyotas, they're good for the sport.
Yeah, they are.
They are good for the sport.
It gives it more competitive edge and and stuff like that. So.
And J.G. Hill, you're right. You could either hit it short run or long runs with engines. It's hard to have. It is so true. But like I say, the horsepower in any engine, the major part of that is in the head design.
Yep.
And that was one of the things that Dodge keeps saying, Hemi. Them heads are not in the design. You look at the 4.6 Hemi, then you tell me these new heads look like that. So they do not. But for what we have today to play with, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They really are. And I love the looks of the bodies. They go back to the old style cars, which I dearly loved growing up. So the Mustangs went back to a design that's similar to that. The Camaros went back to a design that's similar to the 60s and 70s model.
Josh?
Dodge did too. You on, Josh? But them cars look way better than they did 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I really like them.
Oh, this is a good one.
Excellent.
This is good.
It's not a channel cat, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
He's not big. Wait till you see this little guy.
I can't wait.
He's little bitty, got a bad attitude. I think I know what I'm naming him.
Hey, shut it.
His name is James Dockery. Oh, man.
JG, listen, buddy. I mean, come on. You gotta don't go to the dark side, man. Stay on this side.
Oh, he's cute, ain't he?
Hell. You throw him in a party.
He is so cute. I'm telling you.
Whisker Dreams?
Them are great looking fish, man. How long
this one's
is
smiling. Look at him. He's smiling.
He is. How long is he?
Well, hold on. Let me put the light in my mouth.
7, 8 inches?
Yeah, he probably 6 or 7.
Perfect. I'd be keeping him for bait.
Keep him in your bait tank till he's about 9 or 10 inches long, Josh. He'll be all right.
He gonna go and see it on Friday.
Christina says, "Oh my God, I think that's the smallest one yet."
I know, right? I said he was little bitty and had a bad attitude. Huh?
Hey, that's the perfect
bad attitude, you jackass.
The bad attitude's what makes him perfect bait.
I never said your name once. I just said he's little bitty and has a bad attitude. I know what I'm going to name him, and you assumed that I was going to name him.
Because I know you.
I might want to name him Chris Lee.
Oh my God!
I think Chris Lee's actually smaller than both of us, Lyle.
I think he is.
I'm pretty sure of it because I remember seeing him at Mendota a couple years ago, and I had to look down at him. Kelly, not so much, but yeah, Chris the shorty.
Chris is just a little guy.
J.G. Hill says, "How the hell did you catch that thing?"
That's it. Irish stubbornness. Irish stubbornness will get you by.
3-aught circle hook.
Yep, it's a 3-aught circle hook, little bitty thing. And tell you what,
I gotta get some of them.
I gotta get some of those. That's my last bag of those.
Josh, you need to tell everybody that's watching tonight where they can go to buy those.
They can go. Actually, those are on the website, but they are out of stock because this is literally the last bag I have. Yeah.
Okay. They look cool, man.
That is one deadly little hook.
They look amazing.
And
Perfect
they are
for
sharp.
bullheads.
And I will tell you with it for a fact that they're sharp because I dug one into my finger earlier.
Wow. I think I have some about that size.
All right, we're gonna that other rod that rod on the right was getting hit just a minute ago. We're gonna give it.
Compared to my thumb, look at the size of that.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Pretty tiny. You want to catch them bullheads for bait, that's what you need.
That seems to be the thing. Because I tell you what, when we used to use trot line hooks all the time when I was a kid, because that's what you used for catfish. You used trot line hooks.
Yep.
And you'd put them on your line. You'd tie one on, and you'd put a buttload of split shot right above it to keep it on the bottom.
Yep.
And we missed so many of those. You just sit there and get that bite, peck, and it's like that's a mud cat, and we didn't know no better then,
Sure.
And it's like, man, if we'd get those in and we'd be mad. Now it's like, here I am 2 days this week. I've been out targeting those things.
Yep.
And using those hooks.
And using those little bitty circle hooks that when I ordered them at first, I was like, oh, these are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. So.
But now you're going to order more.
And now as soon as they get more in stock, I'm ordering 1,000 of them. So.
Yeah. Whisker Dream says Chris is vertically challenged. LOL.
Poor Chris, he ain't even up to defend himself.
That makes it that much better. I love it when James Dockery's not around and we can slam his ass.
You leave my ass alone, old man.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give it 5 minutes on that one rod, and then I'm gonna pack everything in because I'm already gonna be tired in the morning.
So I'm pretty sure you're right about that. But you know what, Josh? Me and James and a whole bunch of these other people have enjoyed you being live tonight.
It's been fun. It's been a while since I've been live.
Yeah, I was going to say, it actually has.
It's there's been a few times I've gone out and set and bank fish, and I've brought the stuff with me to do it. And then I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I just want to sit out and fish.
Yep.
But Mark did his show the other day, and I hopped in and
that was fun.
Caught a few fish on his and had a good time. And I was like, I'm going to go live tonight for a little bit.
Absolutely. So. And you can always count on James and I to come in here.
Oh, yeah. And that's what makes it
out or bash on you a little bit. You never know what's going to happen with James and I.
Whisker Dream said, yes, it has been an interesting show tonight. See, that's the thing. I'll put on the professionalism. You'll get nothing less than professional every Saturday for Short Tip Saturday, but an impromptu late night live, I ain't gonna make no promises, but you're gonna have fun.
That's right.
That's right.
Dave Fish on says fun. Thanks, Josh.
And I'm gonna laugh too. And if you get all mad and butthurt and throw a fit in chat, I'm gonna laugh about that too because that's funny to me too.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's your Whisker Dreams, and I time your ass out for being a jerk talking shit about Ford.
JG Hill, having someone to read chat makes all the difference on live streams. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. That has been a game changer.
It really is. And there's a bunch of us that get together and enjoy doing this to help each other out. Yep. A lot of us do that, and that's what it should be. It makes it better for everybody.
We'll put that on. Come on, Fish. If you want it, you better take it. I'm going to take it away from you here in a minute.
You're going to be done.
You're going to be done. And my buddy that I work with, I told him today, I said, man, you were awesome. But he's like, well, thanks. And he had no clue why I was telling him he was awesome. And I said, I went out to the lake and fished where you told me to fish. I said, I caught me a bunch of those bullheads. He's like, I hate those things.
Oh, wow.
He's like, they're so annoying because he's coming out here to this lake trying to catch channel cats and he's getting pecked to death. And That's why I was like, oh, I said, I'm going to.
Whisker Dream says,
Oh, okay.
I was the guy with the tree
Yeah.
roads.
Now I'm putting a face to the name, and that is my downfall. You know, I will meet people, and I will, but I sleep between now and the next time I talk to them, and then I'll forget stuff. But that is okay. That is, I do remember you, sir.
I have trouble with that also, and
I hate doing that, and I'll get to talking to somebody, and it's like I know who this is, and I
Yeah.
cannot, and I will never ask you who you are.
no, that's why I rely on Cindy so much because she'll meet them and she'll remember them and
Yeah,
tell
I
me
do
who it
that.
is.
Hey, guys,
Somebody-
and if Paul doesn't remember who you are, half the time he doesn't even remember who I am. So keep that in mind. At least I'm number one in somewhere, buddy.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
All right,
JG Hill, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being in
thanks for
the chat, buddy.
We'll see you, JG Hill.
Uh-oh. What's this? What's he doing? Putting the swami on him?
I don't know.
Yep.
I think he's trying
I
to
walked
command
over and did
fish
that to that other rod just a second when it ain't gonna do it a second time, but it worked a second ago on the other rod. So, boy, the frogs got all fired up.
You know,
Really?
it's amazing what us fishermen will do to catch one more fish.
One more. Just one more.
That's all I need is
Yeah.
one more fish.
I understand completely.
I know, right? That's
And it's not just about
it's like
one more bite sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
one more cast. What are you talking about? It's one more. I mean, there's one more cast. That's the same as a woman telling you she'll be ready in 5 minutes. If a fisherman tells you one more cast, that's the same thing. Yes.
You know, I got to tell you, I got a 76-year-old sister that's their speed of getting dressed is like it was when she was a kid. And I'll call her up and say, you know what? I'm going to come down and we're going to do whatever it is you need me to take you to do. And I'll be there at 11 o'clock and she won't even be out of bed yet. And I'm thinking, holy crap.
Just bring that one in. That's the only one.
You got a fish?
I'm packing them in, but I wanted to reel down and just kind of give it a tug in case there was one down there that swallowed it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to watch bullheads will swallow them hooks.
And yeah, the one we had the first one tonight did that, and we didn't let him have it for. I mean, we didn't let him have it long at all, but it didn't take him long to swallow that hook.
That's correct.
And
Mr. Dream says I have the catfish tattoos on my arms
bear
and the bear
yeah,
claws on the back of my hands.
I definitely remember Whisper Dreams now.
Well, Josh, what you need to do is that next cat call when he comes up there to you, just keep offering him shots, get him all liquored up, and then go put a Ford tattoo on his back.
No, why would I want to do that?
Like a little tramp stamp back there on
No. I ain't putting Ford nothing on nobody.
Oh, come on.
You be nice, Josh.
I am being nice. I used to be a Chevrolet guy, and I won't ever own another one of those either.
I can relate. I tell you what, when I started out in the garage business, I worked for a GM dealer, a Chevrolet dealer. And the guy said, his name was Ted Motez. He said, why is it you want to work here? I said, because your guy in the back, Bill Shaw, is a friend of mine. He said he needed help up here and for me to come up here and apply for the job. He says, but you're driving a Ford. And I said, I'll always drive one of them. I ain't driving no junk-ass Chevrolet. And he hired me, believe it or not.
That's right, Crappie Day. Full circle of problems.
That's right.
I had always been a Chevrolet guy.
I told Ted, I said, you know what? As long as they keep making these some bitches, there'll be plenty of shit for me to work on.
Yeah. Chevrolet, I had that Impala. Chevrolet went and made that 3.4 engine, which was a great engine till it ate the lower intake manifold gasket. You couldn't do nothing about that because that's just how they were built.
That's how they were built, yeah.
They were going to eat that lower intake manifold gasket about every 80,000 miles, no matter what you did to it.
Yep.
I worked for GM when they come out when they had the recalls on the vibrations in the 350s, and what happened was they put 400 flywheels on 350 Chevrolets, and they vibrated because they was out of balance.
Balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we changed them out by the tons, and then they had the wrong main bearings on them in 1979. And you'd come in and we dropped the oil pan off of 4-wheel drive Chevrolets and changed the main bearings out, and they wouldn't let you put a crankshaft in it. No.
Oh, yeah.
Just change the main bearings, and then about 10,000 miles later, you just pull the motor out and put a crank and new bearings. You know, it didn't matter to me.
You know,
They were paying me to do it.
Unfortunately, now Ford's biggest issue is cam phasers.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Tell me
we're
about
in the same boat on that one, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to do 4 of them on mine. But yeah, that and then 350 Chevrolets all had a knock in them. Couldn't figure out what it was. Well, what it was the fuel pump rod that run up and down in there that operated the fuel pump. And Bill and I would take them things out to stop that knock, and we'd take a punch and punch all the way around that shaft because they didn't make an oversized shaft in those days. And then you take emery cloth and file them down with emery cloth till they'd fit back up in there. And when they did, they'd stop the knock. And told General Motors, the GM rep come down. I told him what we'd done to fix it. He said, "You're so full of shit." He said, "There ain't no reason, no way that's ever going to work." I said, "Well, when your engineers figure out that they've got the wrong size fuel pump shaft in there, it's not big enough in diameter, that's how to fix it."
Yeah.
And about a year later, they come out with a TSB where you change the fuel pump, and it was like 2 thousandths bigger diameter than and that's all we did. We just used a punch and made dimples in it, and then emery clothed it down to where it fit up in there, and it stopped that knock. Nobody else could figure it out.
And guys, we sit in here, we talk trash about other vehicles and all that other stuff. Makes sense.
They're all the same. They all have problems.
Exactly.
They're all gonna. They're all gonna take.
You're gonna come across one that will not die no matter what you do to the damn.
That's right.
Go
And
find a
others,
Ford 300 N96 and it'll run forever.
Yep. I had I bought Cindy a 71 Chevy Impala when I worked at Motez's, and the transmission was going out of it. People traded in and bought a new car. And I changed the fluid in the transmission and put a quart of Transex in it and never touched that transmission after that. And I tried my damnedest to tear that car up. I hated that thing. It hurt my back to drive it, to ride in it. I couldn't ride from our house to town, and my back would hurt so bad. But you just couldn't tear that son of a bitch up. It was a good old vehicle.
Exact same way.
Yeah.
I bought a 70. It was change out the solenoid.
I bought a 71 Chevy pickup from up in there. They traded for it, and the clutch was out of it. And I put a new clutch in it the day I bought it and run the crap out of that thing. It had 3-speed on the column in it, and I power shifted.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to take it to Keokuk, Iowa to the drag races all the time. I mean, you know, it was just a great old, but it was a Chevrolet, and I was embarrassed to drive the son of a bitch. That's just the way it was in those days. You either drove a Ford or you was pushing something else. That's kind of the way I felt about it. But when you could buy one of them for $600 off the lot where you worked, it was cheaper than doing anything else. But they fired me when I went and bought a new Ford pickup one day. Worked at a Chevrolet dealer, and I pulled in that new Ford pickup. They fired me. But they hired me back the next day.
Oh, Marky got him a nice flathead tonight.
Who?
Mark did.
Did he?
Yeah, check your messages there, Law.
I haven't seen it.
Man, that dirty. Well, we could have seen it if he'd have clicked on that link that I sent him.
Yeah. Oh, he did get a good one.
You don't want to come in here.
He did get a good one. That's a nice one. That's probably 25, 30-pound fish.
Yep.
Picture? Oh, he did. I will have to look that up here in a minute. I just blinded the hell out of myself.
That's a great flathead.
Idiot,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Good for him.
Yep.
He needed that.
Yeah, he did.
Copy date Fish on says his 2004 Chevy has 400,000 miles on it, never touched the trans or the engine. That's awesome. He got 2 cheaper Channel Cat too.
Yep. See that.
That's good.
Good
But
deal.
yeah, there's good ones. Back in the day, when I worked in GM dealerships, camshafts. If it had a small block Chevy motor in it, you was putting a camshaft in it under warranty, and usually one after that because the lobes would wear off the camshafts, and that was a crying ass shame. It really was, but it made me a lot of money.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
the worst part of all of it is that, it don't matter what manufacturer it is. They all have their own little quirks,
That's right.
and none of them want to pay to fix it. They know they screwed up. As Chevrolet knows they screwed up with that 3.4,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
but they won't admit it.
Well, that Josh. That's like the warranty stuff. Don't pay near as much to do them. So when they come out with them wrong flywheels and them 350s, we would slide them back on 2 3/8 bolts and slide them back 6 inches, and reach up in there and break the bolts loose and change them flywheels out. And they paid you 6 hours to do that, and I could do one in 45 minutes. And as soon as they found out that we could do them like that, then they changed it from 6 hours to an hour and a half.
Yep.
Oh man!
And I said, I'm not doing no more of them for that. I won't do them. If you won't pay me what you was paying me, then somebody else can change them.
Yeah, why would I want to do that for?
Yeah, because that's the only way you can make money under warranty. Because it's all flat rate. They pay you so much. If it takes you 10 hours to do an hour job, you still only get paid an hour.
You get paid that hour, right?
And in those days, electrical short in the car, didn't matter where it was at and what you had to do to get to it, paid 6/10 of an hour to find it and replace 6 inches of wiring. Well, the way you done that was when your fuse kept blowing, you stick a piece of copper tubing in there, and wherever it smoked, that's where the short was at.
Yep.
You go in there, find it, and replace 6 inches of wire and get paid for it because they wouldn't pay you a dime more. And
I told somebody that the other day that with a large enough fuse, your wire becomes a fusible link.
That's exactly right. And I told them I wouldn't do them anymore, and unless they paid me for every piece of whatever I had to take out to get to that short. And then as nobody else would repair them, then they started paying me for them.
Yeah.
You have to lay the law down to them sometimes. And I'm not sure that'll work anymore because they'll just tell you to go screw yourself, find somebody else. Ain't they cute?
Look,
Yeah.
They're just adorable.
They do need some oxygen, though.
Yeah, you can tell they're coming up to the top and gulping, which is a good sign that they're needing air. But the good thing is these are very hardy fish, and they will more than survive the 10-minute drive home.
Yep. What kind of camera are you using to film at night?
I'm just using my Samsung Galaxy phone tonight.
Nice. It's working great, man.
And I've got
It
my.
wouldn't be working that great if it was an iPhone, though.
No, if it was an iPhone, it wouldn't do. Let me make sure I ain't got no crap down here. All right, I think you got that. So, guys, let me get the bed set up real quick.
Well, Josh, thanks for inviting us in here. We've had a great time.
I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate everybody that hung out tonight. And I made it a good fun night. So I'm gonna go get in my Toyota because I am a Toyota guy now.
Yes, you are.
And so I'm gonna head to the house and get some sleep. So thanks everybody for watching. Lyle, James, thanks for coming in and hanging out and keeping things fun. And we will do that again real soon. So
that sounds like a plan. See you, everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
And anybody watching on the replay, starting next Wednesday, Panfish Nation will be moving to Wednesday night. So make sure you get over there and pick that up.
Yep.
Hey, thanks, Leo. Appreciate you stopping in, brother. All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too.